Hello, welcome to Capital Sensei. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most practical and celebrated personal finance books out there, The Barefoot Investor by Scott Pape. We'll unpack his entire step-by-step blueprint, from the famous date nights that will get you and your partner on the same financial page, to the ingenious bucket system that automates your savings and spending. And finally, the simple, no-nonsense strategies for demolishing debt and building serious long-term wealth. As we go through this, remember that the best discussions happen when we all share our experiences. So if you have any questions, or if you've tried some of these methods yourself, please drop a comment below. Your story could be the one that helps someone else finally get a handle on their finances. And that's how we build a stronger community together. So, who is this Barefoot Investor? The author, Scott Pape, is an Australian financial expert, but his advice has resonated globally. The barefoot part of the name isn't about living in a hut and foraging for berries. It's a metaphor for a simpler, more grounded approach to money. It's about stripping away all the complicated jargon, the confusing financial products, and the stress that so often comes with managing your finances. Think of it like this. Much of the financial industry tries to sell you a complex, 10-course meal with unpronounceable ingredients. The barefoot approach is like a perfectly cooked, incredibly satisfying steak and potatoes. It's simple, it's nourishing, and it just works. The entire foundation of the Barefoot Plan is built on a simple yet revolutionary concept: the monthly date night. Pape argues, quite brilliantly, that most money problems are actually relationship problems in disguise. Couples fight about money because they aren't on the same team. The date night is designed to fix that. Once a month, you and your partner schedule a non-negotiable meeting. You go out for a nice dinner, or open a bottle of wine at home after the kids are asleep. The key is to make it a positive, enjoyable ritual, not a dreaded board meeting. During these date nights, you work through the barefoot steps together. It's a dedicated time to check in, celebrate your wins, and plan your next moves without the distractions of daily life. For single people, this is just as important. You schedule a date with yourself. You treat yourself to something nice and give your finances the focused attention they deserve. This simple act of scheduling transforms money management from a constant, low-level anxiety into a structured, empowering activity. It's the starting block for everything else. The first major task on your initial date nights is to set up your financial plumbing. This is the mechanical core of the entire system, and it's based on the idea of automation. You're going to set up a series of bank accounts that work like a well-oiled machine, automatically directing your money where it needs to go. This removes the need for constant willpower and discipline. You're designing a system that makes good financial decisions for you by default. The goal is to spend less than an hour a month actually managing your money. Once this is set up, Pape's system uses a brilliant analogy: the bucket system. Imagine your income flows into three main buckets. The first bucket is for your day-to-day life and fun. The second is your safety net. And the third is for growing your future wealth. So let's break down the bank accounts you'll need to create these buckets. It might seem like a lot of accounts at first, but stick with me, because each one has a very specific and powerful purpose. The setup is the hardest part. Once it's done, it runs on autopilot. First, you'll need two separate, everyday transaction accounts. Pape calls these your daily expenses accounts. If you're in a couple, you each get one. Your salaries are paid into these individual accounts. This is a crucial detail. It provides a sense of autonomy and independence. You're a team, but you're also individuals. From these accounts, you'll set up an automatic transfer into a third joint account. This joint account is what you'll use to pay for all the shared household expenses: the mortgage or rent, utilities, groceries, and so on. Next come the fun accounts. You'll set up 2 more separate fee-free savings accounts. Pape calls these your splurge accounts. Again, one for you and one for your partner. A small, fixed amount of money is automatically transferred into these accounts from your daily expenses accounts each week or month. This is your guilt-free spending money. You can use it for anything you want, no questions asked. A coffee, a new shirt, a video game. It eliminates those little arguments about small purchases and gives you the freedom to enjoy life. Then you create another account called the Smile account. This is for your medium-term goals, the things that make you smile when you think about them. It could be a family vacation to Disneyland, a deposit for a new car, or saving up for a kitchen renovation. You decide on a goal together, and you set up an automatic transfer into this account. Watching that balance grow is incredibly motivating. It turns abstract dreams into tangible, achievable targets. Finally, for the initial setup, you create one more account. This one is incredibly important, and Pape calls it the fire extinguisher account. Its job is to put out financial fires. Initially, you'll use this account to aggressively save up your first emergency fund. Later, this same account will be used to annihilate your debts, and after that, to smash your mortgage. It's your financial shock trooper, the account you direct with maximum force at your biggest financial problem. Now let's talk about the percentages, the secret sauce that makes the bucket system work. The system is designed to be fed directly from your after-tax income. 60% of your income is allocated to what Pape calls the blow bucket. This isn't one single bank account, it's a category. This 60% funds your daily expenses, your splurge accounts, and your smile account. It covers all your living costs and your short to medium-term fun. The next 20% of your after-tax income goes straight into your fire extinguisher account. This is your high-powered wealth-building tool. When you're starting out, this 20% is used to build up an emergency fund of $2,000 as quickly as humanly possible. This is what Pape calls your mojo money. Having that $2,000 buffer is a game changer. It means a flat tire or an unexpected bill is just an inconvenience, not a full-blown financial catastrophe that sends you into debt. Once you have your $2,000 mojo fund, that same 20% flow of money is redirected to your next biggest fire, your debts. You'll use this powerful stream of cash to pay off any credit cards, personal loans, or car loans. We'll get into the specific strategy for that in a moment. After your debts are gone, the fire extinguisher money is aimed at your mortgage to pay it off years ahead of schedule. And once the mortgage is gone, this 20% becomes pure investment fuel. The final 20% of your after-tax income is allocated to the grow bucket. This is your long-term wealth creation engine. For most people, this means contributing to their superannuation or retirement accounts, like a 401k or an IRA. The beauty of the Barefoot system is that this is automated. You set it up once, and every single paycheck, 20% is siphoned off to build a nest egg for your future self, harnessing the incredible power of compound interest over decades. So, to recap the flow, 100% of your take-home pay comes in. 60% is for your current lifestyle, essentials, and fun. 20% goes to your fire extinguisher to tackle your current biggest financial hurdle. And the final 20% goes to your grow bucket for long-term retirement savings. It's a simple, balanced plan that ensures you're living well today, preparing for emergencies, and building a wealthy future, all at the same time. Now let's talk about step 2, which Pape calls domino your debts. He has a very specific, psychologically powerful method for getting out of debt. It's not necessarily the most mathematically optimal in terms of interest rates, but it's the one most likely to keep you motivated and on track. It's like a debt snowball, but with a few clever barefoot twists. The first domino to fall is simply getting organized. On your next date night, you and your partner will lay it all out on the table. You'll list every single debt you have, from credit cards and store cards to personal loans and car loans. You'll write down who you owe, the total amount, and the interest rate. No shame, no blame. The goal is to face the truth, because you can't fight an enemy you can't see. The second domino is a simple but often overlooked step: negotiate. Pape encourages you to call your credit card companies and lenders and ask for a lower interest rate. You'd be surprised how often this works. You can say something like, "I've been a loyal customer for 5 years, but my current interest rate of 18% is no longer competitive. I've seen other offers for 12%. Can you match that, or should I consider transferring my balance?" This single phone call could save you thousands. The third domino is a big one. Scott Pape is famously, vehemently anti-credit card. His advice is to cut them up. He views them as a behavioral trap designed to make you spend money you don't have on things you don't need. The tap-and-go convenience is a bug, not a feature. By closing them down, you remove the temptation entirely. You switch to using a debit card for all your purchases, which means you can only spend money you actually have. It's a hard step for many, but it's a critical part of breaking the debt cycle. The fourth domino is to order your debts. But here's the twist. You don't order them by interest rate. You order them by size, from the smallest debt to the largest. So that $500 store card comes before the $10,000 car loan, even if the car loan has a higher interest rate. Why? Because this strategy is all about momentum and psychology. The fifth and final domino is to attack. You'll continue to make the minimum required payments on all your debts, but you'll take all the money flowing into your fire extinguisher account and aim it squarely at the smallest debt on your list. You throw every spare dollar at it until it's gone. Wiping out that first small debt gives you an incredible psychological boost. It's a quick win. It proves to you that you can do this. Once that smallest debt is eliminated, you take the payment you were making on it, plus the entire stream of money from your fire extinguisher, and you roll it all onto the next smallest debt. This creates a snowball of money that gets bigger and bigger as you knock out each debt. The momentum builds, and you start demolishing your debts at an incredible speed. It's a powerful, motivating process that keeps you engaged until you're completely debt-free, apart from your mortgage. With your consumer debts gone, you move to step 3, building your house. For Pape, owning your own home is a cornerstone of financial security. The big goal here is to save up a 20% deposit. Why 20%? Because saving 20% allows you to avoid something called lender's mortgage insurance, or LMI. LMI is insurance that you pay for, but it protects the bank, not you. It's a fee you pay for the privilege of being considered a risky borrower. Avoiding it can save you tens of thousands of dollars right from the start. So, where does this massive deposit come from? Your fire extinguisher account, of course. After your debts are gone, that 20% of your income is now automatically flowing into this account, which you can rename your house deposit account. You combine this with the money that's been accumulating in your Smile account. You work together, you stay focused, and you build that deposit. Pape's advice is to be realistic about your first home. It doesn't need to be your forever dream home. It just needs to be a solid start. Once you've bought your home, the game changes. That fire extinguisher account gets a new mission: destroy the mortgage. All the money that was previously going towards saving the deposit is now redirected to making extra repayments on your home loan. This is where you can truly accelerate your wealth creation. Making even small, regular extra payments can have a colossal impact over the life of the loan. Let's look at a simple example. Say you have a $400,000 mortgage over 30 years at an interest rate of 5%. If you just make the minimum payments, you'll pay a staggering $373,000 in interest over the life of the loan. But if you use your fire extinguisher money to pay just an extra $500 a month, you would pay off your mortgage 9 years and 5 months earlier, and you would save over $147,000 in interest. That's life-changing money. Now, we get to the really exciting part. Step 4. Supercharge your wealth. This is where your grow bucket, that 20% of your income you've been diligently setting aside, really starts to shine. Pape is a huge advocate for a simple, low-cost, set-and-forget investment strategy. He's not about trying to pick the next hot stock or timing the market. That's a fool's game. His strategy is about owning the entire market. He recommends investing in low-cost index funds. So what on earth is an index fund? Imagine the stock market is a giant supermarket. You could try to run around and pick out the individual products you think will be the most popular next week. That's like trying to pick individual stocks. It's difficult, time-consuming, and you'll probably get it wrong. An index fund, on the other hand, is like buying the whole shopping cart. You buy a tiny piece of all the top companies in the market. The apples, the bread, the milk, everything. When you invest in a broad market index fund, you're betting on the long-term growth of the overall economy, not on the fate of a single company. Some companies in the index will do poorly, but others will do exceptionally well. And historically, the overall trend of the market has always been upwards over the long run. The best part is that index funds have incredibly low fees, because you're not paying a fancy fund manager to actively pick stocks for you. A computer just buys the whole market. Pape suggests a simple, diversified approach. This usually involves splitting your investment between an index fund that tracks your home country's stock market and an index fund that tracks the international stock market. This gives you diversification, meaning you aren't putting all your eggs in one basket. If one country's economy is having a slow year, another might be booming, smoothing out your returns over time. The real magic here is the power of compound interest. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. It's the process of your investment returns earning their own returns. It's like a small snowball at the top of a very long hill. As it starts rolling, it picks up more snow, getting bigger. The bigger it gets, the more snow it picks up with each rotation, and its growth starts to accelerate exponentially. Let's illustrate this. If you invest $500 a month starting at age 25 and you get a historical average return of, say, 7% per year, by the time you're 65, you would have over $1,150,000. You only contributed $240,000 of your own money. The other $910,000 is pure growth. That is the power of starting early and being consistent, which the Barefoot system automates for you. This leads us to step 5, the final stretch to retirement. The Barefoot definition of done is beautifully simple. You've reached financial freedom when you own your own home, completely paid off, and you have enough money in your grow bucket to live comfortably off the investment returns without ever having to touch the principal amount you saved.